We got a 2017 Ranger Crew XP900. I was out underneath it, greasing it, and figured out that the U-joint was had a little play in it. So I figured it was time to change the U-joints out to some that were greasable, and also the carrier bearing. They're notorious. There's no place to grease them either, so decided to change that out too. And I looked around trying to figure out how to do it, and nobody had a how-to, so I'm making one. Basically, we brought it in, put it up on, drove her up on the stands, jacked up the back, put the jack stands underneath it. First thing you do is you pull the cover off the bottom there, and I got the rock sliders, and so I pulled the one off, and was able to just drop the back half of it down, just to get up in there to see. I don't know if you really even had to, but it got it out of the way. Then the next step was to pull the back section out of the rear seat, and it wasn't too bad getting out. Had a bunch of screws that you had to pull out, and then just kind of work the sides to get the thing out of there. And like I said, it wasn't too bad. Then once that's out, then you can unbolt the carrier bearing, which bolts up right here. Just one bolt on each side, and that pulls that loose. And then the next thing I did was to go to the differential up in front, and there's a roll pin that's on the where the drive shaft connects to the front differential, and you just drive that out, and then you could pull the front drive shaft off or back a little bit. I also then loosen up the 4 bolts on the front differential so it can move, and you can move it a long ways forward to get it out the way. And then the next step was, this is the carrier bearing. It was up in there like this, and there was no way to get the thing out that I could see, and I knew I was replacing it anyway, so I just took the cutting thing and cut it in half and pulled it out of there. And this is the rubber thingy that was around the bearing. And once I got it out, I figured out that bearing hasn't been moving in a while. It's been spinning in the rubber, so it's a good thing we're changing it. But yeah, I said I figured out that the front one's loose too. The back one was loose, the U-joints. I figured it out a couple weeks ago, but we were going for a ride, or going on vacation, so we ended up putting 700 miles on it with the loose U-joints, and it might have had some vibration and stuff, but it was fine. It's no worse now than it was when I felt it before. So so if you find it, you don't have to get right on it and change them out that day. So anyways, once I got the roll pin out and moved the carrier or the differential forward, I was able to work back and forth and get the front drive shaft out. And then once I got the rubber off of it, just popped off of there, I was able to pull the rear drive shaft out forward. We brought it all the way to the front and put it underneath the front differential and pulled it out. So the rear differential, I pulled the cover off just to get to it, but I don't even think you have to do that now that I know how it came apart. So anyways, that's how you get the drive shaft out. And I assume that putting them back in is going to be similar. So that's it. Thanks.